Everyone, and in this video we are going to be solving repeat a string challenge from the FreeCodeCamp curriculum. Okay, so once again, if you are here just for the final solution, check in the description below. I will leave the timestamp. You can jump straight to the final solution. But if you want to see the approach and the step-by-step way of how we got the final solution, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing which is important is to try and understand the challenge. Okay, so repeat a string. Now, repeat a given string which will be given as the first argument for num times, which will be given as the second argument. Return an empty string if none is not a positive number. For the purpose of this challenge, do not use the built-in repeat method. Okay, all right. So we'll be given the string, for example, ABC, and we've been given this num3. So in this case, what we have to do is we have to repeat ABC, ABC, ABC 3 times, and we have to return this. Okay, so that's the problem we are trying to solve. So first, as always, let's try and create the pseudocode. Okay, so I'll clean this. This is for the previous challenge. All right, then for this one, let's write the pseudocode. So I'll say given a string and a number, because that's what will be given, a string and a number num. The first thing we want to do is want to check. Remember, we are told to, if num is not a positive number, return an empty string. So we want to check if num is positive. Okay, now if it is, what do we want to do? We want to return an empty string. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to do. If it is not, that is if num is not an empty string, we want to return the given string num times. Okay, so that's it. All right, so now let's write the actual code itself. Okay, so first we say we want to check if num is not positive. So we say num, we know if it's not positive, then it means it is less than 0 or equal to 0. Okay, so we say if num is less than or equal to 0, then what we want to do is we want to return an empty string like this. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create a final string like so. And I'm going to set it to an empty string. Okay, so if num is not positive, return final string, which is already an empty string. Else, which means if num is positive, then what we want to do is we need a loop. Okay, since we are repeating, we need a loop that will run num times. We are repeating the string num times, so we need a loop that will run 9 times. So let I equal to 1. I is less than num. So let I equal to 0. I is less than num. And I'll say I plus plus. Okay, so this will ensure that the loop runs num times. If num is 3, the loop will run 3 times. So we say for each iteration, final string plus equals str. So this is the same as writing final string is equal to final string plus str. Okay, so I'll just use the shortcut version and say final string plus equals str. Okay, now the first time the loop runs, actually let me do a console log of final string. And you see the first time the loop runs, we have ABC. The second time another ABC is added. The third time another ABC is added. So once the loop is done running, we'll come out of the loop and we will return final string. Okay, so I'll just do this. So let's come out of the loop, but still within the if statement, and return our final string. Okay, so that will be it. Let's run the test, and the test passes. Okay, so that's the final solution. First, we initiate a variable and give it empty string. We check if num is positive or not, as we are told if num is a positive number. If it is not, we return final string, which is already an empty string. So we are told to return an empty string if num is not positive. Now else, meaning if num is positive, we use a loop. How many times do we want the loop to run? We want the loop to run num times. So we start from 0 and we make sure it runs as long as I is less than num. Okay? And then for each iteration of the loop, we add str to final string. And then when we are done running the loop, we return the final string that we get. So for example, if this is 5, let me do a console log 5 final string, and you can see the way it works. All right, so I'm going to clean this up, run the test again, and that's it. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks for checking it out. Be sure to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.